What is up, world-class athlete? Are you struggling right now with those high balls? What is the key for you to confidently crush those high balls with effortless pop and consistency? Before I mastered the 3 phases of this stroke of the loading, the acceleration, and the contact, I would feel very fearful, and I truly wasn't able to accelerate as hard as I could and still maintain that full consistency. So Stephen Covey said that we must begin with the end in mind. And my end game vision for you is that you're able to step out on the court, load, understand exactly how to use your body, how to swing, how to make contact, to crush those high balls with full power and consistency. So if you're as thrilled as I am for you to make that transformation and start hitting with confidence and strength, let's jump right into the optimal contact. The first step for you to have that effortless power experience on those high balls is to understand the optimal contact point, just like that. A really common mistake here is that players will raise their arm up too high during this phase of the shot. And what this does is it restricts your ability to generate power from the most important muscles that you use to accelerate on the shot. The primary muscles used from the hitting arm structure as you go forward into contact are going to be the pec and the shoulder. But by having the hand too high at contact, it's going to restrict your ability to generate power from these muscles, resulting in a weaker shot. So here's 2 primary anatomical motions that the pros use to raise their contact without restricting the power from those optimal muscles. Tip number 1 is you want to radially deviate your wrist, just like that. And as you can see, by accomplishing that motion, it raises your contact point without raising your hand. Tip number 2 is you can engage in what's called lateral trunk tilt. That's where your torso will rotate to the side, just like that. Not only will these tips raise your contact point and give you access to those bigger muscles, but they can also aid in the generation of that topspin going up and forward into the shot. So with that rock solid intuition built of exactly how you should make contact, let's jump into the optimal way that you should accelerate to really get that effortless pop and consistency on those high balls. So how exactly should you accelerate from the hitting arm structure to get that effortless pop and really be able to hit it as hard as you can while still maintaining full control? It all starts with the backswing. When you take your racket back, you want to set your racket at about 5:30. If here was 6 o'clock, here was 3 o'clock, you want to be at about 5:30 with the arm below the height of the ball. Now, if the ball's higher, you can naturally raise your contact point to be higher. From this position, you want to engage in a leg drive, a torso rotation, and a pulling of the butt cap forward and up into contact, just like that. A super important element and phase of this stroke is to make sure that you maintain a relaxed wrist and you accelerate with the tip of the racket on the hitting arm side of the body. By having your racket on this side of the body as you accelerate, it's going to allow you to tap into the maximum amount of force and spin. Here's exactly why. As you accelerate from the legs, the trunk, and the arm pulling up and forward into contact, the weight of the racket will naturally lag behind, creating what's called a stretch and shorten cycle in the muscles we just covered of the pec and the shoulder. By having the weight of the racket naturally lag behind, this turbocharges the muscles going forward into the shot, allowing you not only to get more power, but also more spin and therefore consistency. Essentially, to recap, what you want to achieve, set that racket at 5:30, drive the leg and hip, rotate the torso, pull the hitting arm forward and up, creating the natural flip, going up and forward and achieving that optimal contact point, just like that. All right, now that you know exactly how to make contact and exactly how to get there from the acceleration, let's cover exactly how you want to position your legs and your torso before, during, and after contact. All right, world-class athlete, now that you know exactly how to accelerate from the hitting arm structure and find that optimal contact, we're gonna learn one of the most satisfying moves in tennis, exactly how you should use your feet and your body before, during, and after the shot. This move in tennis is called the lateral transfer, and it basically looks just something like that. So the key to executing this move and generating the maximum amount of that topspin is phase number one. You want to land a wide aggressive split inside the court. From there, load up to the ball in a coiled semi-open stance with a nice healthy off-arm stretch and a leg load just like that. A big key here is that when you load up, you want to have your trunk rotated more than your hips. This is because, especially on those high balls, you want to generate the maximum amount of power from the legs, from the core, from those bigger muscles of the body to get that effortless experience. All right, so you've now loaded into that semi-open stance. You've got that off-arm stretch with the racket on that side of the body. From there, you're gonna initiate from a leg drive, a torso rotation, simultaneously pulling the arm forward and landing on the left leg with the right leg kicking back for balance, just like that. The reason why accomplishing these specific elements of the stroke are gonna fully allow you to get that massive topspin and consistency is because by jumping in the air and laterally tilting the trunk, landing on that left leg with the right leg kicking back, this is gonna give you access to way more topspin into the ball, generating power from those big muscles. All right, world-class athlete, that concludes this week's video. If you want to gain free access to a comprehensive step-by-step drill sequence that you can use to develop even stronger your high balls, go ahead and click the link below this video to gain free instant access. I really sincerely hope you absolutely enjoyed this week's video today. I had a huge pleasure shooting it for you. I hope you got a lot of value. I hope you were inspired to really raise up your levels of performance on the tennis court, to gain confidence, to gain energy and enthusiasm for you to play the best tennis of your life. As always, click that like button, click that subscribe button below, and I'll see you on next week.